Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Stuck in the Middle in collaboration with Palm Wine Central podcast episode. This is a book club episode as usual. I'm with my good ladies. T, what's good with you? How you doing?
I'm good. I am ready to tear the pages of this book. So
Right.
let's go.
I hear you. I hear you. Barbara, what do you do?
Hi, hi, hi. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Friday Eve, if anything. I'm excited about the book, just to dig in.
Yeah, so hey, if this is your first time checking out, this channel, hit the subscribe button for weekly notifications. Well, sorry, monthly notifications on our book, because we take a month to read the book and then we talk about it. Or any other, Stuck in the Middle or Palm Wine Central podcast episodes. And follow Palm Wine Central at PWC Cast or Palm Wine Central on all streaming platforms and social platforms. Um, our book today is called Say You Swear by Meagan Brandy. But let me try and paint a little picture for you guys. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever looked at your best friend and thought, wait, could there be something? Could there be more than just, best friends? Can you guys go from best friends to a couple, marriage, date, things like that? Um, Anyways, in Say You Swear by Meagan Brandy, Ariana, who was one of the main characters, and Noah took us on a journey that might not make you that might make you rethink everything you knew about love and friendship. Today we are getting into the juicy details, the steamy controversies, and the heart-wrecking moments of this unforgettable story. I don't really think that, this my little intro gives justice to the book. So I'm gonna let us, paint a picture to this book. First of all, first of all, Say You Swear. Just the title in itself. When you were done with the book, did you think the title reflected the book?
Oh, absolutely. It made sense at the end of the book because the title I was like, say you swear, that don't make any sense. And then I kept reading and I kept reading. It still didn't make any sense. It was not to the later part of the book. I was like, oh, it comes together now. Now it makes sense.
What about you, Barbara?
So, so I had a different impression, right? When I heard Say You Swear, y'all, have you ever read 50 Shades of Grey?
I
That's
watched the
where my
movie.
mind, yes, that's where my mind went to, right? Because I'm like, oh, this is about to be erotic. Like, this is about to be crazy. But when he started, I'm like, oh, okay, it's cute. It's cute. It had its moments. It's cute. But at the end, as T said, it did make sense why the book said say you swear because it was a thing. So, but no, I had a completely different impression about it going in.
Yeah, me too. I had a completely, it's like, Say You Swear. What does it even mean? Well, kind of, sort of, because when I heard Say You Swear, my mind just went sexual. I'm sorry. I was like, man, what the sexual stuff I'm about to get into right now? But that's really what I thought about, from the beginning. But let's not go too far. Let's paint a picture. One of us can help us paint a picture of this book. Matter of fact, T, please help us. A little synopsis of this book. And then, Barbara, you get a chance to say our own. And then we'll go from there.
Okay. I think it's a story of it starts off as teenagers. It follows the story of four teenagers, best friends from two families that are best friends. The parents are best friends. So there's the Johnsons, and I forgot what the other people's name was. Dear God, I'm sorry, I forgot what the best friend's name, the girls. Cameron's family name is. So both their parents went to college together. The and then they're best friends. And then they had two kids each, a boy and a girl each, and the four of them are best friends. And then each of them have like their own best friends. And so it follows their journey from teenage years up through to college. It just what their life is about, what they go through in life. And then the story ends up focusing on Ariana's love life. And then I'll let Barbara go from there.
Yes, yes, yes. And so Ariana, Ariana is a twin. Pretty much, she has a twin brother, and the twin brother's best friend was somebody that Ariana had had a crush on from the jump. And so the beginning of the book starts about her wanting that to come into play, but things didn't work out. Just like when you get into adulthood, things don't work out. But eventually, the story changes as she goes to college because she meets this amazing young man who, the way the love story evolves is very cute. He lets her come to him. Like he was very patient. That guy was the epitome of patience. Was very patient, and he let her love for her to realize her love for him, and it's a beautiful story.
Yep.
Okay,
And
okay.
then, and then somewhere in the middle, accident occurs, and she loses her brain. You know what I mean? The brother also was a football star. I don't know, man. Anyways, let's just keep going because
Yeah.
this book, would you guys recommend this book or suggest this to somebody else to read?
Oh, well, if you're into romance, yes, I would recommend. It's a cute romantic story, right? Um, I would just say that be patient when you start reading this book. I promise you, it does come together. That's all. That's the one thing I would say. But yeah, I would recommend to anyone who is into a romance, absolutely.
So I think it's a 50-50 for me because it depends on who you're recommending it to. Because it's a cute story, but depending on the age group, if they might not really relate to it in the cultural differences between the characters and us, it's a little bit different. But the story overall, I do agree with you when you say if it's you're a lover at heart, if you're a huge romantic person, yes, the story will resonate with you so much.
Mhm.
Just a lot. So
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'll definitely recommend it for sure. I would not say cute love story. I will not use the word cute, but I'll say it's an okay, love story. If you ask me, but I would definitely recommend it for somebody who wants to, pass time in the romance realm of things. It'll be very good for them. And a little bit of, if they're just bored and want to be distracted, yeah, it'll be a little bit of a good read for them. So, um, and on top of that too, this whole story spans high school and college. So
mhm.
how did you guys feel about, the story pace? Like, was it too hurried? Did it seem slow? What would you say?
I think it dragged at the beginning. I think the first half of the book dragged a lot. I almost gave up. It's a lot. It focused a lot on that. Like in the space of, I think it was the summer holidays, it just dragged for way longer just for a summer break. But I think it picked up. One thing I would say around the book is it was just weird for me reading about teenage romance that much intense. That's the one thing that I would say. I just put some X's on it. It was good. It was nice and racy. Okay, but it's like I couldn't get the feels of the book. I couldn't have an immersive experience just because I kept thinking these are teenagers and they're 18. And I was like, this is a little heavy, and I also think that they over I think they overdid Noah. But that we might talk about that. I think they overdid Noah right there. He must have been an adult in hiding there, but I don't know. But yeah, that's my only thing with the book. But it picked up again. The end of it compensated sort of for it, so I can't complain there.
Mhm. Well,
No, I
welcome,
don't.
man. Welcome to the show. I mean, welcome to the book review episode. Thanks for joining us. Um, we're just talking about the book. I mean, the initial, setting of the book. If you liked it, would you recommend it to somebody else? I mean, this take place in high school, college. Being that you've already passed through high school a long time ago. Not to reveal your age, sorry, but but did that kind of like bother you because it's like, ugh, I've been there, been there, done that, or seen all of that, and it's just draggy. Like, how did you feel about it? Sorry, Barbara, we'll come back to you.
Um, I'll agree with T in the sense that it was too much. I had to keep wondering if these were teenagers or these were adults, like, maybe 20 plus, because part of what kept taking me back is, as a psychology undergrad major, the frontal lobe of the brain doesn't develop till about 25 for women and probably 28 for men. So I felt like they were doing too much for just teenagers. And even though I kind of liked Noah's character, but I was listening to it from the point of he's at least above 25 or 28 or 30. But also, I think that he may have had to grow up sooner because he grew up only with his mom, and his dad wasn't in the picture, so maybe he had to grow up fast. But yeah, it was too much for that age group, should I say.
So the thing, when I was reading the book, right, I think I was the writer, because if we go back to the book, they are all Caucasians. And so we're coming from, I think we're speaking from a different culture. We're Africans, we're Black. We don't go through that when you're in high school and everything. But in America, in the setting where they wrote it, that's normal for them. So I really didn't see like it was too much. We see it as too much because we're reading it, we're like, yeah, there's no way on earth we're doing the crap these people were doing at that age. But if you actually go into the American society and look at it, it's exactly what they do at that age group and that time frame. So to me, I think it was, I thought it was normal. I was like, oh, okay, that's just part of the American culture. And that's just how kids here, they act. So.
I mean, I also kind of thought that, it's like rich people kids. Yeah, rich
Yeah.
people problems. So
Yeah,
I can't
rich
even
people
relate.
problem.
Yeah, can't even begin to relate. But let's dive into the characters, for the ones that we can remember. Because I felt as though the characters were just hitting me left, right, center. I had to keep up. I had to draw a Venn diagram. I said, okay, this person is this related to this, But Noah, Chase, Mason, Ariana. What's the other one?
Brady.
Yeah,
Oh,
Brady.
Brady.
Brady is
I
the one
cannot figure out
Brady and Cameron.
Brady's and Cameron, yes.
Yeah, I don't know who those two are.
Yeah, meaning that
Brady
I
and
think that Cameron
Cameron.
was
Wait,
Aries'
Cameron
friend.
was the other girl.
Yes.
Okay,
Cameron
yeah.
was Aries' friend, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That was Brady.
Part
So
of the
Brady
Fantastic Four.
I think it was part of the five. His Brady is Ariana and what is Ariana's twin brother's name? The cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
they were
Brady is
cousins.
a
So they were
cousin.
yeah, but they were best friends. Oh, they were family because they had another cousin that was married to somebody else, and then they had somebody else. You remember? So they were all they were in that age group. They went to school together, played football together. So those three were family, and then Cameron was the best friend, and then Chase was the neighbor. Actually, they came as the Chase was the neighbor. They moved across the street. That's how they became best friends. They were not even. They didn't go. Chase's parents didn't go to school with them. He was just the neighbor.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's touch on the three main people. We'll start with Ariana. How did her character strike you guys? Like, could you relate? Well, first of all, we already said that we cannot relate, but forget. But no, seriously though, could you relate to her insecurities or motives?
Oh, absolutely. She was a typical teenage girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of all the characters, she was the only one who was closest to reality, if you ask me. She and Cameron, the girls were, the most relatable. They acted their age in the story. And so yeah, I think she's very relatable. I think I can see myself in her. At that age, I don't think
You Bakori ancestors, I remember you too.
Wow.
That's what the gods were trying to say. Shut your mouth. You don't relate.
Oh, oh, oh.
I'm sorry, where was I?
You're trying to.
Relating to Ariana.
Yeah. Where I lost my train of thought. Sorry,
Teenage girl.
somebody else go.
Oh, okay, I guess I can jump in. So her character, I think it's very is relatable to not just the younger generation, but even if you're a lot older, because every person has had that teenage crush, the person that maybe your brother's friend or your sister's friend, somebody that you had such a huge crush on, but yes, you just couldn't do anything about it. So every girl and boy, everybody has gone through that phase in life. So or something similar. I think that's one of the things that it was relatable. It's applicable. Like when you read the story, you're like, we've been there. Like we've been that. And her age, the excitement that they had with her, them going to the club and the fake IDs and all of that thing. It was that age group. Even when she went to college, her best friend Cameron is like that whole dynamic. It's applicable to a lot of people, and it's a lot of people can relate to that when you went to that college days, the things that you did. But I just think her love story, it's some people can tap into it and be like, yeah, we've been there. Yeah.
Mane, why you carry your face like that?
Man is like, I don't know.
Hold on.
Man is like, I don't know what that.
We have not so far. We have not been able to succeed to convince Money in anything we
Well, for me,
say.
though, it wasn't. The way that I relate to her is maybe her way of communicating or interacting, but her experience of relationship and all of that, I can't relate to that. But her way of communicating, because I tend to be flexible, right? I communicate with different people differently depending on how you can handle it. So I could flirt with guy A, but I will not flirt with guy B because I may have tried to have like a basic conversation and the response was like, maybe they can't handle this level of flirting. I could flirt with a guy that I don't have like romantic interest in and it could go over their head. So in her way of communicating, I can say that I relate to her in that aspect. But the whole other part, I was like, wow, okay, girl, at what age? But like Bob said, it's a different culture, so I guess it's because for me, I did not do clubbing until I got to the US, and I was like, I was what 19. I was never really interested. It's not that the choices or opportunities were not there. It just didn't strike me as a place to go to. Like even here in the US, I will not just get up and be like, oh, let's go to the club. If it wasn't somebody's birthday or I wasn't invited, even though I was still hesitant, it wasn't really a place of interest to me. But yeah, somewhat somehow I can relate to her.
Cool, cool. So T, Noah, right?
Yep.
I guess the show guy of the book. I mean, the guy who comes and, steals the spotlight. He undergoes significant changes throughout the book. Um, did you find his development convincing? I don't know. I mean,
Not at all. I think uh, no. I mean, it grounded me knowing that, hey, remember this is fiction, right? You know. I think the writer embellished Noah a little too much. Noah was well embellished. I can see a mature 19, 20-year-old. Noah had like 20 years experience in the love department. That was not believable. The emotional intelligence that Noah has is not possible for someone that age, at least not to that degree. And I don't understand what made it even more unbelievable was the kind of decisions and choices that this boy was making at that age, yeah, I was just like, come on. I mean, it was good to fantasize about it, you know. It painted a nice fantasy of the ideal man, right? But I was just like, yeah, for someone in college, I don't know. From high school, yeah. It's almost like he was born with all of it. But no, I didn't buy it. But it was a good fantasy.
Gabriel, look like itching to say something about this one. Go ahead.
No, so I don't know. When I read the story, right? I think if you go through his story, the background, because he was his mother's only child, he really could not, from such a young age, I guess he somehow carried the burden that he had to be a good child, he had to be responsible, he had to have that emotional intelligence to keep his mother grounded. If you go through the stories, you read the fact that the reason why he told his mom every year he wanted football was because it was cheaper for the mom to avoid, for the mom to get how close he was with his mom, and then the number of times the mom got sick, and he picked up the responsibility. So he had to be a grown up at a young age. So yeah, maybe she might have spiced it a little bit more just to, I guess, get the readers engaged, which would work, but I don't really see why that's not possible, because yes, he's still young, but in his head, he's just like, I have so much to do. Like I have this a lot of, I cannot fail. He had like a whole burden carried, a whole burden on his shoulders that he thought he wasn't allowed to be a teenager or whatever age he was. He was not just allowed to do it. And the book did say that he will go out and say it's been long since he went out. Even his best friend, Cameron's boyfriend in college, the one that they went to that camp and they met and he was excited, the other, it's not the quarterback, the other one, did say that, yes, that Noah will not go out because Noah, he's very grounded. He has like a goal and he's so focused on it, and he has like XYZ that he wants to do. So I thought it was, I thought it was believable. Like it's possible for somebody to have that. Because if you look at Firstborn Son, that, I'm sorry. Oh, no. I thought somebody was asking me a question. But yeah, I thought it was possible. It was feasible that somebody's like that. So
Babs, a whole book and Noah did not have one flaw. What kind of mature,
listen,
what kind of matureness was that?
let's
Even
this
Jesus
way.
went to the temple and flipped tables.
Yes.
Noah did not falter, not incarnate. Nah, that's why I'm like, this
See,
is nah.
let's put it the way that the writer wanted us to deep and relate to Noah, and he did the job because he painted that fantasy man you have in your head from high school, the perfect human being.
Oh, it did though. It did. It did. It absolutely
Me, I
did.
Noah. I said, Papa, God created Noah for me.
Noah is that guy that we women have on a list.
Yes, ma'am.
The only thing he was not dark, but tall, dark and handsome, check. This check.
Yes.
Athletic, check. Noah checked
He
every
can cook.
goddamn box.
So it did the job. But to extrapolate it to reality, that's where you can say, no. But in the confinements of the book, yes, and some aspects of him, I think you can see it even in people, day-to-day people, that are people who have that responsibility and just are not allowed to be a kid from a young age. So it's possible.
So from this young age that you are allowing yourself to be a kid as, did you ask yourself how come Noah appeared everywhere this girl was? How did he magically know where she always was?
It's called the hat. The hat was drawing them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that.
My guy was matured enough to scheme. It takes a grown man to be that patient.
Yes.
And Noah was the epitome of patience.
Tell me about it.
I don't know that many people that are that patient.
How does patience equate to appearing everywhere you are?
Because he he had a
Very
long-term,
intentional.
long goal. He was playing for the long goal. So he was patient to see that his seeds are planted, patient to see it grow, patient to even kiss her, did make the move. Like he schemed so bad that Ariana was screaming for Noah. Like that was the perfect plan. If I ever wanted to be swept off my feet, I would not mind a scheme like that.
A stalker. But
Say it's
okay.
a stalker. So,
It wasn't that hard though. Let's be honest, because Ariana was everywhere her brother was.
and he
And
did.
her brother was on the same team, football team, as Noah. And they were always almost kind of hanging out together. They lived in the same house. He was the captain of the football team. So it wasn't that hard to figure out where she was going to be honest. It didn't take that much, you know.
I mean, let's give. I'm sorry, my name before I jump. Just
Oh, you
like
go ahead, go ahead.
when they met, right during the summer before she got to school, they met at Ariana's place. Ariana and the brothers. I cannot remember Ariana's brother's name. Mason.
Mason.
Mason. Yes, they met there, and it was a coincidence because they just so happened to be there. So when he met Ariana, right, it's one of those things that the book says he fell in love with her at first sight. However, from the jump, he could pick that Ariana was in love with Chase. So my guy knew there was no way he could do anything about it. And then when they came back and met in college, she's still in love with Chase, but she needed a friend. She needed somebody to. She was heartbroken. So he's like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna just be your friend and see how this goes.
Okay.
So
Okay. Mane, the presence
Yeah.
of the characters like Brady, like Ciari, contributes to the emotional landscape of this story, right? Did you find the supporting characters to be superficial? I mean, of course, no, superfilocious.
Oh, what does that even mean?
Man, do I
yeah,
even? Anyways, like, um, out of like just you know to say that feelers, right? You just feel this, like you don't have something to say, you just feel something there just because. Like, do you feel as though it was like dragged? Some of these characters were not supposed to be in the story. They just added it
Um,
there because they wanted to fill spaces to make it, seem longer.
for me, maybe because I cannot figure out Brady's role the entire time, and I did not know who he was until Bob said he's a cousin. So I feel like for him, I can barely remember what role he played in the entire book. So maybe he was a filler. Um, Cameron was, I don't see her as a filler because when her role really comes out to play when after the Iris accident, where she was between either reminding her of what happened or letting her remember herself and all of that. I think that their friendship was really I mean, I admire their friendship, to see them go through all the phases of life together and she's still stuck there. The other role I can barely remember is the person who had a child. I don't remember her name.
I think it's Lolly or something.
Yeah, I don't remember her name. I barely remember her role. But yeah, everybody else, Chase, Noah, Harry, her brother, and Cameron, those are really the only people, and maybe Harry's parents. Probably the only people I remember. Oh, Noah and Noah's mother too. The part that really touched me about Noah's mother was because as a therapist, right, rehabilitation therapist, when he went to see her and she was able to get out of bed much easier than before. And in my heart, I was like, oh my God, she's getting better. Then something clicked in my mind in what I have seen in therapy is, when somebody goes for so long that they've kind of plateaued and then suddenly they're able to do things that they cannot do. Usually, for the few experiences I've had, when there is that drastic change, they always end up dying. So there's a part in the book where they start talking about a funeral without talking about who died. So for a few seconds, I thought it was Ari who died. And then when they went on and went on, I was like, oh my God, no, she could not have died. His mother could not have died. So that part really stuck with me as a therapist, you know. So I know that's not the only person he had in the world is gone. But yeah, that part was a deep connector for me.
Yeah, that part too. I had to go back and re-listen because I felt as though I skipped something. I'm like, wait, this girl died already. I was like, dang.
Yeah,
And I'm looking at the
yeah,
time.
that's
I'm like,
how
I
I
still got
felt
some
too.
time to go, and this girl died. Impossible. So I had
Yeah.
to go back. I
I
re-listen.
thought it was Noah who died.
Noah.
Oh, I
How?
thought it was Ari who died.
It was very confusing though, that part.
Yeah.
How did you think it was Noah who died?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just thought I was like, they couldn't have done all that. And then, it was just a lot of emotions. That's it.
A lot.
Mhm.
First
Yeah.
it was slow and I was like, 17 hours, when is this book picking up? And then it picked up and like I said, I finished the book in 3 days. I had it on driving to work, getting ready for work, coming. Actually, I fell asleep listening to it. I had to wake up and be like, oh, what is the last thing I remember? Rewind. But yeah, I was done in 3 days. That's the fastest I've listened to a book that long.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, this book, you know, and it goes to high school romance and a little bit of college romance, and there's also life changing events in the book. So T, what perspectives did the book offer on balancing love with individual growth?
I think it showed that it's possible. Sometimes for the most part, we want to take time and grow and get our roots right and then find love, right? But in this book, it shows that it's possible to grow and love at the same time. And that makes me understand this is exactly how people say, oh, I'm married to my sweetheart. Because they weren't taking time to find themselves and build themselves. While I'm doing that, they're busy falling in love. And now they're married 16 years and you are still finding yourself and still growing. So it is possible. It did provide like an alternative route, not route, like an alternative view of finding love, right? Typically, you're like, let me grow and mature and then love, but it's like there's no one formula to finding love, right? Yours can come as early as that, and you may not have a clue. I almost got into the book to slap Ariana, like, don't you see this guy right here? But she was so focused on the guy that did not step up that she was almost missing the guy that did. And so it was a lot of layers and perspectives to love. And so it was interesting. It was it was a good reminder.
I mean, to add to that, um, as Africans, or let me speak from my specific experience, the mindset is you go to school, you graduate before you marry and you have kids. So when she was pregnant, I was like, oops, there goes the end of school for you because growing up, the story was if you get pregnant in a younger, whatever, that. So the whole time I had to remind myself that this is not an African storyline. This is a But yeah, it's interesting to see how the storyline is not linear. It's up and down, and it's almost like you figure it out as you go. It's not supposed to be you graduate, you marry, you have kids. Because if you have kids before you graduate, then that's the end of school for you. And if you have kids and you're not married, then you will not get married. But the story has changed over the years, so you get as it be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I thought that when I heard the pregnancy part, I'm not even gonna lie. because I was reading this book with a bias in my head. Rich kids. I was like, man, they're gonna take that thing out. It's nothing. But then the doctor, right as I was done thinking, the doctor was like, oh yeah, but the lost baby. I was like, oh, well, look at faith for them. Anyways, I'm sorry guys. It was just my brain thinking.
Wow.
Perhaps the meaning behind "say you swear," in the book, we all agree that the title reflects the book itself. So, and it holds a special place for Ariana, and Noah. The whole storyline and things like that. Please, I beg. How do you think that "say you swear" reflect the love that Ari and Noah share throughout this book?
Oh, it's that one thing. I think the word, the phrase itself, "say you swear," was something that, if I'm not mistaken, Noah um had Ariana say to her or ask. I don't remember the whole. I can't
Yeah,
remember the entire.
you're correct.
Yeah. So it was something that is something. It was something between both of them. It was like a little secret, like a little, how to say, code word between partners that only both of them understood and nobody else out here understood. That if he said, "say you swear," then he'll know what she's talking about. So I think it was something intimate, and it showed just how far they came from where they started, because when he started saying the "say you swear" was right off when he finally gave in to being intimate with her. That's where that whole thing started, and it just carried along the entire course of the book. So I think that phrase was that expression of their love and how intimate they were and how attracted they were to each other. It was specifically doing sex. That's when that came about. So.
Is it just me or anybody thought that girl liked sex a lot?
I mean, she's a teenager
The
with
teenager.
raging hormones. Noah
Yeah.
was not any different. So, yeah, they did have a lot of sex. A lot.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
not
she was saying,
surprised that she was pregnant. Actually, I actually said it in my mind before the doctor was like pregnant. I was like, oops. As
Yeah, I
soon
was
as he was
surprised that
going,
she
he
was
was like,
pregnant.
Bert. I was like, yeah, she lost the baby. That's what I said. I was like, she lost the baby. And then he said it. I was like, yeah. I mean, I wasn't surprised about that. She
Me
did.
neither.
Yeah. So I mean, with that, we're speaking about loss. So Mane, Ariana and Noah, each dealt with personal loss, throughout within this book. How did their coping styles align with or differ from your experience or expectation?
I think Iris was different because of the memory issues she had. So it's almost like she did not even know that it was there for her to miss it, but she still somehow missed it. I think Noah's was more, his loss was what, suicided? He lost a child and he lost his mother. I actually felt that one. It was like, whoa, this is deep. It was like this book. Like he could have lost the son and not lose the mother too, but like that's the only person um he had. But yeah, the way I don't know if it's the author or the reader made him handle both situations and also losing Ari because she lost her memory and could not remember him. The way that he was just like, what, it was almost like he was okay with if she ended up going back to Chase, which I feel like he should have not let that happen, drag out that long. His whole, oh, let me remember it by myself. I wasn't about that one. But I was like, well, it's the author storyline, so it's whatever it is. But yeah, I feel like he had lost some three from the child that he did not know about his mother. And for a moment there, he lost Harry. But like I say, his character, even though it was like, at some point, I was like, his character is AI generated. Because I was like, because I was like, as sweet as he handled things. And I've been on this journey to try to be optimistic about the existence of a human like that.
Straight from ChatGPT Premium.
Try some premium.
The
Yeah, and
GPT create a character that's flawless.
Listen,
yeah, that's what a split second I was like, wait, but yeah, I've worked with, a handful of people who I feel like character-wise, it's possible that somebody like that exists, but I don't know about that level of maturity. I mean, there is this term that people are also like they could be so young, but their mind or their mannerisms and all of that are so old, which is possible. But because our personal realities or personal experiences are limited, it's so hard for us to believe that somebody out there exists like that. But I'm staying hopeful. That's why I was like, okay, no, if you're out there, show yourself, or we're just gonna stick to him being AI generated.
Damn, that one got me. But anyways, AI generated. Next time reading a book, I gotta find out who the AIs are in the book. But while we are just at that, I don't know. Well, since we are living the fantasy world, right? Did the whole football aspect of this book, you know, persuade you to think more in a fantasy way? With the love story, did it tie with the love story? Would it have, not been part of this story and the story have still stood with two legs? What do you guys think?
I don't. The football part of it is to me specifically because I don't understand football. I don't know much about it. I don't see how it connects to the romance. I don't think he added anything. I think it was just
The guys are fit, because of the football, they fit. And these are like kids who, are into other kids who play sports. I mean, did you see how she was defining the guy characters? That did make me go and stand in the mirror and said, damn, is it time to hit the gym again? You know what I mean? Like, but just saying. Hey.
I think that sorry to cut you. I think that because I listen to a lot of people. Some people just want to talk, some people want to listen to. There is that how can I say? There is that fantasy of wanting to be the girl who dates that guy who is either playing football or basketball or who's the guy that stands out. And no, actually stands out. I think he was being recognized for I don't know whatever it is. But yeah, I think that like there's this movie Love and Basketball. I haven't watched it, but I've heard a lot about. I haven't
you have.
surprisingly.
We have to get you on.
Huh?
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So I've heard people share their personal experiences with me about love and football or love and any team sport. So I think that if I don't know that the story would be the same in the absence of football. It could have been basketball, it could have been baseball, any other thing. But I think that that whole crave or that whole fantasy of love and team sport is a thing. And I think that it gave the story something to stand on, which would not be if there was no athlete in it.
I have a slightly different view. I think that was the only way that we can explain how so many guys are always together. If it wasn't sports, right? Otherwise, how else would you explain the Chase and the Brady and the Noah and there was not, I don't see anything else that could have brought them together in one place. So there was not a whole lot of external characters and girls. So I think that plays an important role to paint, to actually that explains why all these guys are in the picture. It could have only been sports, nothing else.
I'm, Okay, guys, it's college. It's very possible that they don't have to be in the sports together and they're in college. You
But know
understand?
this though, college,
And in
right?
a
They will
friend
bond.
house.
Yeah, but they will bond. It will be frat and parties. There will not be a deeper connection. When it comes to sports and football, there's a camaraderie, there's a whole brotherhood that doesn't exist anywhere else.
In fraternities, it does.
It does, but it's not the same thing because these are guys that you win and you lose with.
Mhm.
It's different.
Practice
That
with.
connection is different. If you've ever been around athletes, they got their, it's like a little military where they
Mhm.
have everybody's back. Everybody's
Yeah.
watching, everybody's back. All the parents are close. It's that kind of thing, and only sports could have done that.
Yeah, man. The reunion, right? The whole reunion. Do you guys think it could have been different, or do you think the writer nailed it? Like after Chase gets his, well, yeah, the whole reunion thing. Do you guys think it was? I don't want to say staged. It's a romance story. It's a fiction, but do you
Which
guys think it could have
reunion?
been?
Kind
With
of,
the
Huh?
reunion.
brain is kind of fried.
I mean, at the end, like when the whole guys. I mean, well, when what am I saying reunion? But when the whole story comes out, you know what I mean, and then the brother's like, "Oh, this happened," and then what's that guy's name? Chase, the Chase guy.
Chase.
Yeah, the Chase guy. He's having his old little thing on the corner about.
Let me see if I can dig in. So,
No, hold on. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I gotta remember
all
this.
right. So, Mana, there's something that you kind of touched on earlier, and I wanted to ask a question to the whole group. When Ariana had the accident and she lost her memory, Chase and Noah, right?
Yeah.
The fact that the whole, first of all, how the accident happened was it's a
That
couple of
was staged, man. I was like, what?
yes, yes. Like okay, before we get to the reunion, I feel like we need to talk about that, the accident and everything, because that whole environment, that whole scenario was very impactful for the rest of the story because that's how we found out she was pregnant and the whole and what happened after that. And it's a lot. I just feel like we need to dig into that. It's like, what were you guys' thoughts on everything? And that's when Mason also found out that Chase slept with Ariana, but he kind of knew. Well, he did not. He did not. Actually, he did not know. But that's when Mason found that out.
Suspected, but he did not know.
Yeah. So the whole conversation and the whole thing, like it's just this little part of the story where they started, why Chase stayed that long and then waited for them to say it, and then we had the accident, and then she wakes up and then does not remember Noah, but remembers Chase, and Chase saw his opportunity and jumped in there, and I wanted to kill Chase and everybody else involved, and it allowed that nonsense to go that long because I felt like it tortured Noah. I am over talking, so I will stop. But what were you guys' thoughts on that whole thing before we even get to the reunion?
I think
That's the
the
reunion.
fact that
About that little part right there when everybody finds out.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right, okay, all right.
So,
There.
the fact that I felt like, even though Noah was acting all mature and stuff, the fact that he let Chase, take the front center line, I wasn't feeling bad. Because it was almost like, I mean, I get that she wanted to remember on her own, but it was taking too long for me. I was like, if what Mason, Cameron, Brady, and Noah told her the same story, it would be easy for her to be like, okay, this is the truth, which would be against whatever Chase would, whatever Chase would say. But yeah, the fact that she wanted to remember by herself and Noah was just taking the back seat. I mean, it was a grown-up move, but sure. I was about like, just say something, speak up.
I don't know about
But
grown up.
it's good to see how it unfolded. Because it could have gone south. It could have gone otherwise.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
What if it says something and nothing happened? It would have been, be patient, be patient, be patient.
I mean, he had no choice than to be patient.
Mm.
I think the first memory kick was it the body wash?
That was a body wash, and then it's actually the food, because when she came back and she could eat, the only thing she asked for was, I think, a peach cobbler that only Noah could make, and she somehow remembered that. Wasn't the
Was it
food?
at the hospital
Yeah,
where her dad
yeah,
where her dad asked
what she
for
wanted to eat. Yes, and so they had to go get something to eat, and what they got was, she
no,
asked
he
for
made it because they
Noah.
wanted to buy it and Noah made it and then
Yeah, what she asked specifically could not be bought, so Noah made it.
and that was cute.
It was so adorable. I was like, that was so cute.
But yeah, it was like I said, it was well staged. Well staged.
She
What
said that was staged.
it was just too much. Like
Team
it was,
tricks. It was too good to be true.
yes. Oh my God. I think that's the part of the book that I feel like the author kind of like dragged to me. Like it was too much, from when they went for Thanksgiving and then Noah comes in and tells her she loves her. She ends up letting her go to him to explain. It was
Yeah,
just
that part was not. It was not. I was like, wait, what?
See, that's where I feel like Ariana was the one person in that book that had everybody's back, right? And I think they failed her. Every one of them failed her in that aspect. Now, it's one thing to wait for her memory to come back. It's another thing for them to let a lie play. That I was not okay with. And they let Chase take the lead in saying it was his baby, and everybody just sat quiet. Like, I'm like, y'all just failed Ariana so bad. Because I'm here like, if her memory never comes back,
That
she stays with Chase, and then find out one day she's in the shower and something just clicks, and she's like, oh my God, all this memory comes flooding. Now y'all then made this woman wasted 3 years of her life, married Chase, had a baby. Now she's getting all these feelings for the real love of her life. And Chase was just, he just, that name suits him. He just a chaser. I think he just wanted Ariana because somebody else wanted her.
Yeah.
And so then they just let him play that game. And he was just in there playing in Noah's face. I was so glad when Noah punched him. I was like, please
It was
break
about
another.
time.
Yes. But I feel like everybody, including the parents, everybody failed Ariana in that aspect.
Like I understand the whole concept of let's put her in a natural environment so she can mimic her is gonna stimulate her memory to get back. I'm like, but no, that was not a natural environment. If we're thinking about actually the clinical terms of it, that was not appropriate, because you fed her a lie. You had her live in this fantasy because you thought like, hey, let's just let it play out. And then the Noah himself, that's a part of the book where I asked, where is that Chase? Where I need him to apply pressure, the sweet kind of pressure. Which one is, I'll wait for him to come back. Why are you waiting, uncle? If she's the love of your life, why are you sitting there and waiting and you're dying inside? And this
Because
man,
he didn't want, I think he didn't want to lose her twice.
oh,
Yeah.
He did not. Just like AK said, like, what if she remembers and the feelings don't come back? Because she can remember,
this
but
muscle
then
memory.
she doesn't feel the same way again.
Those feelings,
Or she maybe doesn't. You tell her and then she's like, oh, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? Because I don't feel anything. Now he's going to lose her again, a second time. So he was not willing to take the risk. Regardless, he would have had to be patient anyways. So he'd rather not double down on his risk. I think that's why he was just like, hands off.
Am I the only one that believes in muscle memory?
No,
Because
muscle memory is a thing. Is it?
yes, you can tell she had muscle memory. Like there were instances that something will happen. She's like, this don't look right. This don't feel right. There was no way in hell, if they loved themselves that intensely, as the book describes, that girl would not have remembered the love. Even from the way he spoke, even the way he held her hand in the hospital, she remembered it. It's called muscle memory. If you come back somehow, well, that's in my head.
She might have remembered the feeling, but not the events attached to the feeling. Don't forget that part.
Yeah.
She will remember, oh, I didn't have. You say what?
No, go ahead. Finish real quick.
No, because remember even when she still hadn't had her memory, she could still remember the recipes that Noah taught her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But she couldn't tell where they came from. She just thought that she knew how to cook. But little did she know that she didn't know how to cook jack shit, And so, yes, the feeling might come, the skill might come, but the events attached to it may not have come too. That's another side of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know one thing I'm trying to understand?
Mm-hmm.
How does Noah too, in himself, can just wake up and start crying as his baby when in the book it did not specify to me if he's pulled out or not?
Wow, okay.
Because that was a long time between.
How long ago was it?
It was in the summer. She had sex with Chase in the summer.
Uh-huh.
She and Noah didn't start date till like sophomore year, when she was in sophomore or something like that.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
ain't no way that could have been Chase's baby.
And besides, Chase did use a condom. It specifically said it in the book that he had.
Oh, really? Okay. I think I missed that part then.
The Chase didn't pull out.
Yeah, that part there.
I wasn't even thinking that it was a possibility that it could be Chase. I guess based on assumptions of how they described their intimacy. Noah's description sounded more intense or more intimate than Chase's. So I felt like Chase was just let me not say what I'm thinking. But yeah. Based on assumption,
how they say in grown-up movies, oh baby, I didn't even like her, it was just sex. That's Chase.
I was gonna say a drive-by, but
you're the one I love.
The brother Mason, his possessiveness towards her the sister. What's your guys' take to it?
Oh, that was sweet.
No, Mason had there was a reason why he was that way.
Hold on, Mana, did you say that was sweet?
Protective of his sister.
Okay, cool.
There was a reason. He had a reason why, besides the fact that he was protective. His dad, the way his dad's sister died, number one, apparently he just heightened his fear, and the fact that the dad said when his own sister died, his parents kind of blamed him. Secondly, Lola was a friend. Lola's boyfriend was a friend to Chase them. He was part of the football crew. That's how that character Lola plays in place. I think he was best friends. It was him, Chase, Brady, and that guy. Lola's boyfriend who passed away. So they kind of like I'm sorry?
Did he die in a car accident?
Yes, he died. He died in a car accident. Yeah. And so the brother, that person died, and then the dad told him about how his sister died because the sister was also riding a bike and got hit by a car. And so he just became very overprotective of Ariana. Like he just did not want anything. And he also, his friends, he kind of like wanted to draw like a don't mess with my sister kind of thing. And he did explain his reason. He said it's because Ariana was in a box and he wanted Ariana to experience outside life. It's like, have you pictured your life outside of the crew, outside of the five of us, outside of everybody else? It's in the book. He did mention that's the reason why he didn't want her around his friends and everything else. He wanted somebody else. And that's when Noah came along, he was very chill about it. It was cool because Noah was outside of the five of them. It was not them.
Nah, I think he knew Chase was a fuck boy.
Straight up that too.
And he knew that if he told Ariana that, she would not believe. And so he instead told her that it would offset the dynamic of their friendship in case they don't work out. Right. But I think he knew, because when he found out that they had indeed had sex before, he was disappointed. Like, dang, like this was what I had been trying to prevent. And of course, he still ended up breaking your heart. So I think he knew that Chase was no good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, per se. Not that I was even thinking the first place, but you saying it, I don't think so, because in a sense, is instead he'll try to keep his friend to himself. You know what I mean? Like, he can foresee that, well, we're still in college. We have our whole lives ahead of us. We part of the football clique, which again ties to what you're saying, but not really. We out here. You know what I'm saying? You have seen me, I've seen you out here. So now, not necessarily about the whole breakup thing, because the whole breakup thing, she caused that to herself. I don't say she had no reason to try to go and find knocking. She should have just sit in one place and let the night come to her. But she went, she was looking for something and she found it. But that's besides the point. But I just think that, as I click, from the jump, as she was talking about, our parents getting them this house, what is it that will make them, not be able to come back here as friends at some point in time, things like that. I think that's probably what the brother was trying to avoid in
Yeah.
a nutshell. I mean, in a sense, but yeah, I don't know. But I still think that a girl, her first heartbreak, she found she shasha and she trouvé it.
And she threw her.
Yeah. What about the parents? The I
Who
feel as though the
else?
parents were just,
Yeah.
just there.
I think both Ari's parents and Cameron's parents, I think they did a fantastic job raising their kids. Right. They instilled in them that unity. They brought them up in such a way that if you didn't know, you would not have known that all of them were not related. Right. They were all kids of the family. That's it. But the parent of the year goes to Noah's mom. That woman poured her heart, her soul, and all of eternity into that boy. She did a phenomenal job with as little as she had. She raised an amazing boy, who turned out to be an amazing man. Herself, she was amazing. Um, it really broke my heart that she had to die without seeing Noah accomplish his dream. I don't think it was fair. The author could have taken one of them rich parents. I would have traded at least one of each parent on both families for Noah's mom.
Yes, I totally agree.
But the parents in the book, they did an amazing job raising those kids. Now I don't know who raised Chase, but um, the main the main characters, absolutely, the parents did an amazing job. I thought to myself, if I ever wanted to be a parent, I would like my kids to be something like this somewhere. That's how you know that you have done well.
Yeah.
Thanks. Um. Okay. Man, yeah, imagine, say you saw on the big screen, right? You're the director, the producer, everything, and you want, to cast for Ari, Noah, and Brady. Who would, man, why Brady? Chase. Forget Brady. Chase. Who would you cast for these roles? Anybody. Anybody.
Hmm. What's this guy's name in High School Musical?
Zac Efron?
Yes, I was thinking of him when I thought of Noah. I don't know why. The others, when I started listening to the book, I thought Ari's character was being read by the other girl in High School Musical. What's her name? Vanessa Hudgens?
Vanessa Hudgens, yes.
Yeah, so I feel like those two high school musical characters will fit Noah and Ari. For the other ones, I don't know.
Maybe one of the Jonas brothers can be Chase.
Well, I lie. I
No,
don't know.
like for real.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It just sounds funny. I
I
don't know.
mean, I'm not familiar with the Jonas Brothers, but it sounds like yeah,
Yeah, it
new
sounds
one.
funny. Why pick the Jonas Brothers, man?
I'm curious. I was gonna ask the same thing. Like, why the Jonas Brothers?
I don't know.
Guys are just sitting there somewhere catching stray bullets. Okay. See, if you had to rename this book, well,
Oh
anyways,
Lord.
do you think you could rename this book if you had to, or the title is just perfect for it?
I mean, probably generic would be love and football, right? But that wouldn't make sense. Just like love and basketball, right? But I think Say You Swear was perfect because the title in itself was an enigma that unveiled throughout the book. And so I think that I don't think I would be able to rename it anything better than
Okay.
I think that the good thing I like about the title is that it keeps you wondering. But love and
absolutely.
basketball, I mean, love and football will just give you, everything off the bat.
Yeah. Because I kept reading, I was like, how does Say You Swear? And then boom, it happened. I was like,
Oh,
it was like a vow, it was like a vow between Ariana and Noah. And it just made sense. But it kept me wanting to read to find out. So
Could you please explain to us that vow and keep that smile that you had on your face while you're explaining it too? Because
was I smiling?
ask them, I don't tell you. Please tell us. Because apparently it seems as though I missed something in this book that you found. So please enlighten me. Let me mute my mic.
He said me is my so I guess why I'm smiling is because I can relate, right? Like in a romantic relationship where you have you know how they say you guys have inside jokes, right? But you have your phrases where if you say it, your person knows. And it's something that I've had before. And so it's nice to know that that's the kind of love that they shared together, right? Like, Say You Swear. Like, it's like a mashup of so many different things. So when I say it, you know exactly what I mean. Because not with the risk of sounding very uh dramatic. It's like there was not enough English words to put it together. It would have been a whole paragraph. But that Say You Swear is heavy. It carries a lot of weight. And so that's why I guess I was smiling because, what? The girl had a little flashback. So,
We have to translate that say you swear in pidgin and say, nah, I swear to God. Anyways.
nah, I mean, it could be romantic too, right? Depending on the context of the couple.
Swear to
Yeah,
God.
I swear to God, Big Mommy.
Yeah, swear to God.
I like you, Dad. It could be anything, right? What matters is the meaning behind the phrase between the two people that share it. Now, if you can't give me, I swear to God, Big Mommy, me and you'll be in trouble. Me and you no work. But I'm just saying,
Yeah, more bad.
I am like, what the hell? You know, but you see, you are setting me up now.
Oh man. Okay. Just along those lines, Barbara. I think this question is perfect for you. Yes. Which scenes or lines particularly stood out to you and why?
Which scenes? Oh my God. Um, I don't know if I can remember specific scenes or scenarios. I think
Okay, why are you remembering? See, you said you have one right at the tip of your tongue. Please hear it. Don't say you swear.
I don't okay, so I can remember the very first time Noah met Ariana again. When the first of all met, I think it was in the bar when she was with Cameron and I don't remember his Noah's best friend's name, but the other place is when they met and they sat and just had like a conversation. I think that was just very beautiful to reconnect. And the fact that he just allowed her talk. And then they started texting. And after that, they had this little banter. It was like a cute banter with them that they'll go, he'll say something funny, and then she'll respond, and how she responded with it. Like it just continued throughout the entire the entire course of the book. But it started off from that one moment that I don't know, there was something that he said to her, I don't remember, that was, it was very cute. I cannot remember it. But I think that was, it was cute. I think that's one thing that I liked. If anything, I like cute moments like that. So
Okay. Therese, you got any?
Oh, I got bars. I got bars for days.
Go ahead, Lou.
I think the first one was like when he said, I'll actually read it out.
Oh
Like
wow.
when Noah said, like, the next time you ask, be sure that's what you want, because I won't deny you again. Oh, Jesus. And then that's where he's like, then Ari said, say you swear. That's where it came from. Lord, I felt, you know, I was feeling some kind of way. My things were tingling. That was that was a good one. Then at the end, when Ariana lost her memory, and then Noah said that if she isn't mine at all, I'll still be hers. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, Noah was very embellished. Like, what teenager thoughts like that? You know, and then there's this one that says, fear not the fall, but the life that comes from
I
never
actually
having
wrote
lived
that
at
down.
all.
I wrote that down.
That was some bars. Noah had bars. And then I think the most remarkable scene in the entire book was when Ari gave Noah his mom's birthday gift when they went
Oh,
to the
yeah.
thing. I think I teared up a little bit. That was, forget everything else in the book. That moment right there when Noah opened, like, it was like I was standing there with them. The author was very vivid with the explanation from when she went and picked it up, and then she came. And mind you, I don't think when even she picked up the thing, she had not had her memory back yet. She was just following clues. And then when they opened it to even find out what the gift was, like, I was like, Noah, you hit the jackpot with this one. She's a keeper. I mean, you're a keeper too, but you know, at least I'm glad that you got somebody that can match your energy. That to me was the most memorable scene.
I think her memory was back dead. It's when she went to pick it up from the hospital. She didn't, her memory
Yeah,
was
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Pick up what? Her memory.
Have the gift.
Oh.
Because she found a receipt for the store.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was trying to find her memory, so she was just following whatever clue that she could.
Gotcha. Mana, did you have any?
My memory is kind of fried on that. But I think the scene where she was in the hospital and she woke up and she saw him falling asleep. I don't know where he fell asleep, but when the nurse was telling her about, the nights that he spent there and all of that, I actually like created this imagery of how sweet that was. I made up a whole thing in my mind about it. For him to, stay around even though she could not remember him. That's why I say he was AI generated, because whew.
So I start this line as I was reading, because I was listening and reading the physical book at the same time till I realized I was running out of time. So What do you guys think about this? Right. And this is not just about the book, just in general. Nothing, and I mean nothing, forces a man to face his feelings of a woman for a woman that the interest of another man. What do you guys think to that?
Absolutely
That's true now.
fucking true.
Yes.
That's true.
You guys experience this in life?
Yes, because as soon as there's this person that, huh?
Speak a little bit more about it. Elaborate.
Because sometimes you have this person that you've been longing for, right? And you've shown them that you like them. For some reason, men just always think, oh, she's showing me all this, she ain't going nowhere. Right? And then until somebody comes up and steps up, just like Chase said, that he knew what she was worth from the very first day that he met Ari. And sometimes you've been with someone so long, they're like, well, it's been 4 years. She ain't got nobody else. So she gonna still be around while I do whatever, right? No fault of the guy, because you've shown a whole lot of interest. And then here comes this person who noticed you the very first time. All of a sudden now, guy A is on his toes. Oh, wow, someone else could actually get this. And I think that only works when the guy actually knows what the woman is worth. Because if he doesn't, he wouldn't just really care. But when he knows what this woman is worth and something like that happens, it gets him on his toes. But I feel like if you have gotten to that point and you only get to your toes when somebody else comes and shows appreciation, shine the light on what you have, you don't deserve that person.
Thanks.
You should have picked me the very first time. You should have.
Just maybe you wanted to do hip replacement and they were waiting for you to finish up hip replacement.
And that's true sometimes, right? And sometimes it's not because the guy's just oblivious or whatever, but they want to do something. But there's something called communication, right? Meet this person and say, hey, I'm trying to get this and this together. This is it. Just like Chase, she just ghosted Ariana. No explanation, no nothing. And sometimes for us women, feelings take time to go away. Now, I might be backing off, but that residual feeling will still be there, right? And you would think I'm always there. As soon as someone else comes and just lifts your chin up and start making your day bright, all of a sudden, you're not the reason why I'm smiling. All of a sudden, you start paying attention. You don't deserve me. Just keep it moving. Because I know for a fact that if I come to you, there's a 90% chance that you will fumble me. So just leave me, let me be happy somewhere else.
Okay. Mane, Barbara, anything to add there?
I mean, she kind of said it all. At least she gave them a 10% chance that you wouldn't. In my book, it's about a 99.99% chance that the person will probably do the same thing because they never saw your value from the start. But in real life, even in our adulthood life, we do see that a lot, where a guy who have interest in you, and all of a sudden, all you have to do is just post a picture on social media, just one, IG, Facebook, wherever it is, and you're looking very sweet, very delicious, and you're out to your person and watch their brain spin. They just suddenly start texting you all of a sudden. So that statement is actually very valid. Even it doesn't matter what age group or what stage you are in life. It's the same thing. I don't know. I've never been married, so I cannot speak to that. But doesn't that even sometimes when other people show interest in people's partners, it be giving them pamare?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. It gives them like, baby, come on, let me show you in this outside so people can see you. What is it for? It's to that interest. It boosts you. I've actually had a couple of guys say that they appreciate when other guys saw that, like, damn, your wife or your girl, she looks good. It's like a whole thing. So I think it's
Yeah, people would only admire a garden that's been watered, right?
yeah, sure that.
So that I think unconsciously, I'm not a man, but I think that tells the man on a different level that I'm doing right by her.
It's not like you didn't realize the value of that person. Like often sometimes you don't know the value of something. It's just not just for a man, for a woman too. It goes both ways. Never know the value of something that you have until you lose it. You never see the value, the importance of it, or they like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. It doesn't click in your head.
So it's right, yeah.
Yes, it doesn't click in your head until you lose it. Then that fighting spirit that comes out is like, you know what? Last, I surely want the team as mago put pressure, mago fire because the team was there. It was there, and I can see, and now I can see its value. Before I did not because it was just there. But now that somebody else is there, it makes it desirable. And the question actually, AK goes both ways, both for men and women. So
More for men, though. I have to throw that in there. No shade.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like they say, like some women want to, like, for example, a guy could say no, instead of them taking a no, in their minds, they're like, well, thank you for giving me this quadratic equation. I must solve this problem. It's the exact same, reverse, because it's like, damn, how dare her think that, oh, this is about to be done, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes the guy too does not really necessarily want, that chick. It's just the fact that somebody's about to have it. I'm like, no, you cannot, things like that. So, anyways, um, not in conclusion, but do you guys think, the ending of this book, the writer did it justice? If not, what do you think? Right? How could they have made it better?
I'll go first because I had a kind of like pet peeve. It painted an image or it put this narrative out there that I don't like because Chase worked his ass off for his football career and then he gave it up.
Chase?
Not Chase, Noah. I'm sorry, Noah. Yes, worked his career up, and he gave it up. It paints this image like yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't see well with me. It's like if anything, I wanted to do that's a part of it that I don't think she did good. I felt like she could have expanded more on that particular story and maybe created something else that the coaches were able to have a conversation with him and blah 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 because he technically was still young. So I needed more explanation or more I don't know the word English what I'm looking for, but she needed to expand on that area of the story. But overall, I like the book. I think it's a very, very, it might be because I'm a romantic at heart. It's a very cute story. It's so adorable. It's one of those things that it was for Noah specifically, not Chase. Chase discovered his love later on in life and he kind of accepted his loss. He lost it. But Noah from the jump met somebody and he fell in love with a person right off the jump. And the author may have overplayed Noah's character, but it was cute how he developed it. She explained love, how love to me, she explained how love, that the fantasy you have in your head, how it should be. It was patient, he was kind, and even when he had obstacles, he still had patience in it. And in a relationship, friendship, relationship, everything, patience is everything you have. And the way that man was patient with that girl is beautiful. It's just one of those things that makes you giggle. And then you think about the real life you cannot apply, and then you come back to your senses. It's a book to escape into. And then when you wake up the next morning after you drank wine, your sense will quick, you're like, okay, we're back. But it's something that I would definitely recommend to people to read. It's a cute little story. It's cute. I like it.
See, man.
I think the ending was good. I was very tempted because there's actually a post-college short story on Noah and Ariana. I was tempted to read it. But I think I will just to see what it's like their life after college. And I think also for once it was refreshing to see the alternate, like the script flipped, right? We're always used to the woman giving up her career to do something for the family. And so it was an interesting twist of events to see that it was Noah. And to be honest, he really wasn't missing much, right? He's really good at what he does. He had all these offers lined up. And I think honestly the man needed a break. He had been through a lot. And I think that it was a well-deserved break for him. I am really interested just to find out what their life is after college, them taking a gap year and all that. So, but I think it ended it didn't leave me wanting for a lot more, as opposed to other books that I've read. It's just like, but I think it was a nice ending. It wasn't very suspenseful.
I'm sorry, Mane, before you go, T, did you say there's a post-college book about Noah?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah, I
wow.
can send it. Actually, it's
Yes.
about 112 pages or so.
Yeah.
It's a short story that
Okay.
she wrote. Yeah.
I definitely need to invest in that.
Um, I mean, I like the way the story unfolded, even though the beginning was a little slow for me. The one thing I really wish was, I wish his mother did not die. You know, it would have been nice for her to at least see them back together before she died, because it's almost like, I don't know what life is after death, but it's almost like wondering if it turned out the way that, she hoped or that she wished. But it was a good ending, and like she said, it doesn't leave you wondering a lot about, and for Noah's he has his whole life ahead of him, so I feel like, given the way that his character was portrayed, he would go to any length to make his wife and family feel, taken care of. He had a lot of what's the word? Skill, ability, to figure things out to make things work. So I thought that even if he gave up the football thing, or even if he decided to go back to it, he would figure out a way to make his family taken care of because of the way he took care of Harry before they even got married. So yeah, I think the book was wasn't well. There's no perfectness in the world, but it was a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Agreed. Um, I can't share Barbara's excitement towards the romance, for the book. Um, it takes place in way back there. That as I was reading, I was like, what kind of stuff is this, man? Like, a nice little read. For those who want to get lost in imagination. What else? As far as the guys cannot relate, what I mean, I just cannot relate. First of all, they are football players. Second of all, they work out. Third of all, they're rich people's kids. Fourth of all, what I mean, all the list just keeps going on and on. So I can't relate. So I mean, I'm just reading here, passing time, and just going, just ticking pages and going. And say, okay, yeah, waiting till the end. But in a nutshell, I enjoyed the romance, enjoyed the story. So yeah, encourage everybody to read it. I don't know if I'll tell any of my guys to read it because first off, on the title they'll be like, "What the?" So I don't know, but I'll try it though. I'll try 5 and see how many of the 5 will actually either smile, give me bombastic side eye, or just ignore me in total. So I'll try 5 and see. But anyways, yeah. Anything that you know you would like to add that we missed?
I'm still stuck on the fact that they gave them a whole beach house.
I was about to say that that is the peak of parenting right there. That's how we build that generational wealth right there. They gave their kids a house for graduation, high school graduation. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
goals.
And they're all driving cars in high school too.
Yep,
Hmm?
sent them to college and then took a year off just touring the world.
Those story in the world.
All four parents. I was like,
It
this
must be
right
nice.
here, this is the life.
Yes.
This is the life. But yeah, man. That's why they say work hard, work hard. Um, focus, focus. But they themselves, they didn't want to focus. One is getting pregnant before it's her second year high school. I mean, sorry, college. You know what I mean? But anyway, c'est la vie, right? C'est la vie. Thank you guys for reading this book. What's the next book, by the way?
Money.
What's the book? Oh, we are going to need some wine. Is that what it is? Oh, we are going to, yeah, by Gabriel Union.
Who?
Gabriel Union.
A memoir?
Is it a memoir? No, I don't think. Well, it may be a memoir.
What's the
That's
title
it.
again? I didn't catch it.
We are going to need some wine.
We are
Is that what
going
it
to
is? It's
someone.
something along those lines. Something about needing wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as there's drinking, I'm down.
I think the first book, because it's the second one that came out, but I haven't read it. I didn't even
Okay.
know about it until.
Yeah, I've seen it before, but never really, never really sparked my interest. But
It has a because next month is Women's History Month or Women's Month. It has there's a lot of, I don't know how women or black women were treated or have been treated. So it felt like it's a good theme for next month, should I say.
when is Men's Month? Does anybody know?
June or November?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
June, yes, June. November is Men's Mental Health Month. It's one of the two. June or yeah, June, because I wrote a blog post about it. It's June.
So there's female mental health month and there's male mental health month.
No, there's something because November 19 is Men's National International Men's Day.
oh, really? I thought
Yeah,
you just had the rest of the year.
I did not. I did not know that actually. I I just learned something new. I did not know that.
I'll Google this calendar thing. But anyways, man, what's that, Gabriel? You guys think again?
Let's drink wine.
Okay.
we are going to need some wine.
We are
Yeah,
going-
June is National Men's Health Month. We are going.
We are going to need some wine. That's our next book we're reading. Pick up a copy. Join us. Let's read this book. Get on this Zoom call. Let's talk about it. Why not? Let us
Oh,
know
we are going to need more wine. Yeah, we're going to need more wine.
by Gabriel Union.
Yep.
Yes. This should be a good read, interesting one at that. I'm gonna find my pen and paper because I'll be taking notes. It's Women's Month.
You say
Yeah,
women's
they say
month.
Women's Month, but then when it comes to us, they say Men's Health Month. Wow.
Mental health.
I heard men's.
Okay, do you want to unpack that, Uncle AK?
No. Let's close first. Hold on. So no. Let's close. They don't have enough popcorn. That popcorn is finished.
He looked like he really needed a hug for that one.
Hey man, thank you guys for watching. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, hit that subscribe button. I think it's here for monthly or weekly notifications on our latest drops. Check out our previous book episodes that we've done. Our previous one, what was it? The last book club we did was Behold the Dreamers by Imbole
Mbolombue.
Mbue. There you go. I could have said some other name here. Thank you very much for saving me. This is a collaboration of Talking About Talking About Podcast. Go follow them on all streaming and social platforms, SITM Podcast and Palm One Central Podcast. I'm here. Well, I'm Uncle AK, one of your hosts. I'm here with T, Barbara, Mane, part of the book club, you know what I mean, host as well. We do these things on a monthly basis. You heard the book. If you want to join us, reach out to us on Instagram, or if you know us in Gabriel, reach out to us and we'll find a way to, add you to the chat so we can you can join us in our next recording. Not sure what the date is, but we'll definitely put it in our group chat when it's up. Talking too much, we are outie. Bye.